Here we are, back at the boat. Good times. I gotta remember to look at the camera, not myself on the screen. Anyway, we're back at the boat. So underneath the side walls here, there's a beam that runs all the way forward and all the way back in the cabin space of the boat. And mine had a soft spot, and I was going to repair that soft spot. But the more I dug, the more I found, and so I ended up ripping the whole thing out. Basically, the problem is, where's my, so there are these compression rods. I need a selfie stick. These compression rods, they run through that beam and up through the inside of the wall. And there's also these other little screws that hold that beam up. These screws right there. Anyway, the screws were pretty well sealed. I didn't see any rot coming from those screws that come through all the way through the deck, because the heads of them are pretty well buried under other layers of wall and teak and whatnot. But the compression rods, they all leaked and rotted the beam out everywhere. I think there's 5 that run the length of the cabin, and everywhere there was one of these rotted out. I don't know if I got a piece here. I had a piece somewhere. Oh, right here. So there's the bottom side, so it would sit like this. There's the hole where you could get access the nut, and here's where that compression rod would come through into that beam. And everywhere there was one of those, there is a soft spot. And it didn't always go all the way through the wood, but it was enough that it's just easier to replace the whole thing from stem to stern. I don't know what they call that now. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing today, is ripping out that beam. And I'd already bought a 8-foot section of Douglas fir to replace the one soft spot that I knew I had. I had like a 1-2-foot section of soft spot, and I was gonna taper cut nice long section, but now we're gonna replace the whole thing. Now, where does that leave us with the other side? I'm going to turn my light around, get some light over on this side. Well, I still have this up, so I can't really see the beam. And I can feel the bottom of it. And wherever those are, it actually feels like good wood. Now, the reason for that is because the owner had already, or previous owner, had already made repairs to that side of the boat years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but that side, this side, had already had new plywood put in, and that probably saved that beam. Not because he did a great job, but because he chose to just leave those rods out. So this side doesn't have any of the rods in there. So I'll be putting those in. But, you know, he left them out, and that sucks. But at the same time, that probably saved that teak beam. So that's a good thing. And let's see if I can show you where those compression rods come through. Here's a good one. Get some stuff out of the way. Alright, so here's my second layer. I can't see what I'm doing here. So here's the 2 layers of the side here. And what I did, because you can't drill through 2 feet of 1-inch material without your drill bit poking out one side or the other. So I routered